Oh, no, not, it's you. Okay.
This is People of the State of Michigan versus Darius Burton, docket number 19-426FH. And this is the time that was set for an evidentiary hearing. Mr. Burton, I previously advised you of the allegations of probation violation, and I told you about the maximum penalty being up to 5 years in prison. You are, of course, represented by Mr. Feinberg. And Mr. Feinberg, how are we proceeding on this?
He'll be admitting the allegations contained in the probation violation.
Is that right, Mr. Burton?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Mr. Burton, I told you that you had the right to a contested hearing before, and if you plead guilty, you won't have a contested hearing, and you'll give up the rights that go along with it. That includes the right to have the allegations proven, the right to have the witnesses against you appear at the hearing and to be able to cross-examine them, the right to have this court order any witnesses that you might have to appear at the hearing, and also the right to testify yourself at the hearing if you wanted to. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anyone made any promises to get you to plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
Anyone used any threats or other kinds of pressure?
No, ma'am.
Are you pleading guilty because you believe you are in violation of probation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I got 4 allegations here. The first one is that you failed to report as directed on August 6th. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. How about the second one, the next day? Did you consume alcohol?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And then on the same date, did you have marijuana in your possession?
Yes, ma'am.
And how about ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
You did all of those in your possession.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The court finds the plea is understandingly, voluntarily, and knowingly made. It is supported by the testimony. The plea of guilty is accepted. Mr. Burton is found guilty of probation violation. Is there a recommendation?
There is, Your Honor. The defendant was just taken off scram a short time before we went to the home and found him under the influence of alcohol. Therefore, I would, and then I guess to address the ammunition as well, per Mr. Burton, his significant other has a CPL. Now, I have not verified that, so I guess I would like the court aware of that, and if it's going to be allowed that he have contact with her, I guess maybe establish some boundaries that the weapon and the ammunition be locked without him having access to that, so this sort of thing doesn't happen again. But I would just ask that we continue probation with 90 days of scram and referral to relapse prevention.
All right, thank you. Mr. Feinberg?
Yeah, that's a very fair recommendation, I believe, under the circumstances. Just to let the court know, I have confirmed the CPL. I've also indicated, she's here today, if I was going to run the hearing, but I decided not to. Because it was under his dominion and control, even though the ammunition had not been opened yet, it was still in the actual thing that she had purchased, and it was on her side of the bed. You know, I'm not trying to make excuses. Under dominion and control, he's in possession under this particular law. So she is going to remove the gun from the house at all times while he is present in the house. So there is absolutely no way for him so that he can gain access. Obviously, it was purchased while he was incarcerated originally, and she had put it away, forgot that the bullets that she had bought were still in the actual pack next to the bed. I'm not going to speak with regard to, I'm not making excuses, but with regard to drinking, he contacted me that earlier that evening, indicated to me that he had missed his report, and that he had been drinking. His first 2 cousins were the ones that were killed in Lansing that had come from Texas, had only been here for 6 hours. Those were his 2 cousins that were the victims of the homicide. He had drank, he went right back to a meeting that night, and I told him, I mean, it's not a relapse till you get back into a meeting. Right now, you're just drinking right now. So he went back in, did an AA meeting. I told him which one to go to. He actually confirmed with me that he had gone. Obviously, this was a home visit. I believe it was a home visit, actually, or maybe a courtesy, what do you call it, welfare check or whatever you call that. And I'm just glad, because obviously, you know, this is an underlying case of drunk driving third. He was originally on probation. In the other case, we actually, discharged him probation on that case, put him on this case. And I think that Kyle's I think it was a very fair recommendation, giving him an opportunity to do this. So I'm going to go along and agree with the recommendation. Thank you.
And Mr. Burton, anything you wanted to say?
No, ma'am.
So maybe some of the things we made you do on probation are helping.
Yes, ma'am, they are.
Fair to say? The things you fought me on so hard that you didn't want to do?
Except for one is that he's supposed to call me before he drinks, not after he drinks. Yes, sir.
Okay, so first of all, the gun, okay? She doesn't lose all of her rights as a citizen, but you're gonna have to do something, because, you know, it's not even about me. Let's just say the police came in your house for some reason and they find ammunition or a firearm where you have access to it. They're gonna send a warrant request over to the prosecutor's office for felon in possession,
Sure.
so.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't want that to happen.
Yeah, it's not in the house. She just wasn't aware that the bullets were still there.
Yeah, okay, but they can charge you under that law even with ammunition,
Okay.
so we don't want that to happen to you.
Yes, ma'am.
You've made too much progress, I think,
Yes, ma'am.
to let that happen to you.
Yes, ma'am.
So, I'm going to adopt the recommendation, although this sounds like a bad violation, I think it's actually, a glitch and you're on the right track.
Yes, ma'am.
And, I think you know what you need to do to keep going on the right track, because you've clearly made progress,
Sure.
in my opinion anyway. So I'm gonna continue on probation, 90 days scram tether, that seemed to be good for you,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
we're gonna reimpose that, and then, a referral to relapse prevention, and then all your other terms and conditions of probation will remain in effect. And, you have the right to file an application for leave to appeal your conviction and your sentence in this matter. You're entitled to an attorney at public expense to assist you in doing that if you're making a request for one. You have to do it within 42 days of today's date. That's the appeal period that you have to do that in. And it's